Polar bears are deadly. Hey guys, Jazzy, I'm back with another Jazzy vlog or Jazzy Reviews, depending on how you want to do these videos. Right now I'm going to be talking about pretty much of my thoughts and review on the matchup at WrestleMania. It was the Beast versus the Streak. Then Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar beating the Streak, and what else is left for this future, and my thoughts on Brock Lesnar and new manager Paul Heyman, which is pretty much brilliant. I'm going to be discussing is pretty much one that people have been talking about since, well, it happened. Your thoughts into it, everybody will give their knowledge until for this. Now it's my turn. This video to just go on with everything else. It was the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar, versus the undefeated legendary Streak of the Dead Man Taker. And well, if you watch back to that match, if matches are supposed to be telling a story, that match pretty much told you that this guy is done. The matchup going in, like, it was mostly obvious that Brock Lesnar was going to come out on top. And I even told you guys that because nobody can compare to Brock Lesnar's dominance in WWE, like right now I'm talking about. So when the streak, the 21-year streak of the legendary Undertaker came to an end at this Sunday's WrestleMania, everybody was in shock. I was even in shock, even though I knew he was gonna win. I was even in shock. It was that moment where it sticks into your mind, and like when it actually happens, you have no idea where you are. It's like people are frozen in that time. Like time stops, everything stops. Like you don't know where the heck you are. So when he got that 3 count, the whole arena popped up like, holy, did that actually happen? You know, like people were just like waiting for like, I don't know, like a second bell or referee to come down there and do like a different decision making. But it did happen, people. Get it through your minds. It happened. Now, when he got the 3 count, everyone popped up and Heyman and Brock was trying to act so shocked as possible. I think Paul Heyman overdid it a little bit. Yeah, because he was just like over dramatic. I don't know, walls, if you want to say. If you watch back to the match, it was slow as that match. It was pretty much slow as ever. Right when that bell rang to the last second of the match, it was slow. I mean, Undertaker, you know, he couldn't have it in, he doesn't have it in him anymore. He's like, what, 50 years old, I think? Yeah. And that last few motions of the match will stick into the minds of the wrestling fan forever, because Undertaker tried to do a tombstone, which failed, and then he kicked, Brock Lesnar kicked out, and then of course, Undertaker does this springwalk thing. And then he was going to give him another tombstone, but if you watch closely, like he whispers to Brock Lesnar saying, give me another F5. Like if you really watch closely, he says that. So he puts him, like it looks like he's going to give him another tombstone, but he didn't. He reverses and then he gives him the F5, which I think actually made Undertaker hit him in the head, like fall to the mat on his head or something like that. And he got the 3 count, and it's like, it was so hard for the Undertaker to even stay down at that point. I mean, it's like that thing that, like, you know that he wants to kick out, like, kick out, but he can't, you know. Like, it was already planned to go in there and Brock Lesnar and stuff was gonna do the streak and stuff, but when that moment happened, he just really lucky and do it. And now, reports were saying about after the match ended, Undertaker did collapse backstage, and there were reports saying from himself, you know, doing stuff like that, he got like a concussion and a broken neck, and that is fine now, by the way. Yeah, so pretty much that was kind of like the death of the Undertaker's legacy. By doing this, they're just trying to make Brock Lesnar into this like dominant force that nobody could defeat. Like even though he did get lost from last year's WrestleMania from Triple H and I think from Cena and whatever crazy other thing was no way out. Just making him into this being like, oh, he is unstoppable. Eat, sleep, beat the streak. And I think I was the only one that thought he was gonna win 2 out of 10, by the way. But if you look closely in this tension these two have together, off screen, it's just this rivalry that you can't even explain. These two off screen have a heated rivalry, by the way. When Brock Lesnar was in UFC, when he went on to UFC and became the division heavyweight champion, is that what it calls? I kind of forgot the name of the title. These two are like, I don't know, bulls off screen. Mostly because of they had an argument the last time they talked back in 2000, maybe 10 or 9 or whatever. But let's say if we look back, going back, 2011 I think, or 2010, one of them. We all remember this, of course. Hopefully the wrestling fans remember this. Undertaker was at a UFC event, and it was Brock Lesnar versus, what is that? I think I don't even know. I don't know. And he did lose the championship, the world championship. And like he knew Undertaker was gonna be in the crowd and stuff. And so when he got out of the ring, which was he was like half sure where he was at the time, he walked out, and when he walked past Undertaker, which we could remember because Undertaker was getting interviewed by some Afro-view thing, I don't know. He told this video.
It's almost like you're at a loss for words here.
You want to do it?
There was Brock Lesnar right there. What did you just say to him?
It's kind of a personal thing.
It tells you everything right there. Undertaker handpicked Brock Lesnar to beat the streak. He knew that Brock Lesnar was the man, the one in 21. Well, speaking now, because there was nobody else that could defeat him that would matter. And now people are saying, oh, like I'm pissed about him winning, and I'm never gonna be watching WWE again. And why would they do that to the Undertaker? That's like the slap in the face. Why would they do that? Blah blah blah. Why? People are like pissed, not because the streak ended, but who it was ended from. It makes sense to me, because then he will continue on to this so-called streak thing. Like, I don't know, he's never gonna reach 21-0 ever. Brock Lesnar, he's like what, in his early 30s, I think. And he did have a loss at WrestleMania 20 against Goldberg, if you guys remember. So basically, there's no streak there. But I just think that Brock Lesnar was the guy to beat the streak. Now people were saying, oh, maybe Ryder was gonna beat the streak and blah 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 blah. But no. And I know if you look back of when it was Undertaker versus CM Punk at WrestleMania 29, it looked like that CM Punk was the guy that was gonna beat the streak. But when they did the whole storyline with Paul Bearer and stuff like that, and it was like so disrespectful in some ways, they had to make Undertaker win because there's no way they were gonna let Punk win, of course. Even though it would have been awesome that he is 20 and 1 and then like just retire and know that Punk was the man to do it, but he wasn't, sadly, because of the stupid storyline stuff. And there's also rumors going around of saying that next year it might be Taker versus Sting. Like, Sting? What? WCW Sting? Like, no way. Because Sting is like, what, 50? I think, the same age as Taker. And there was rumors saying he was gonna be Raw and stuff like that, which he never showed up, which is another thing. I just don't see it like happening next year, because there's no way Sting is ever gonna go back in the ring again. If you watch his recent interview, he said he's never gonna be in the wrestling ring again because his time is up. Just like Undertaker's time was up at WrestleMania 30. It was like the end of an era. Again, I say a slap to the face to all wrestling fans across the world. But I'm just saying this, that's just your pathetic excuse because you didn't want the streak to end by Brock Lesnar, but he was the man. And so I'm saying this now, face it, Brock Lesnar is the future, and Paul Heyman is a brilliant manager, which makes sense because now he has Cesaro on his team, which is going to be awesome. Those two pairing, it's just phenomenal. But Anthony Cesaro and Paul Heyman, this is going to rise Cesaro to the top of where he belongs, of course. It's just a perfect pairing, I should say that. So pretty much, Undertaker's streak is over. It's 21-1. What else you can explain now? What else can you say about that? what is next for Taker. After him now being 21-1, what is this gonna lead up to? Because there's no way, like, if Undertaker was like still young, if I should say it, like if he's still young and he's like, you know, young in his career, and he could just, you know, get into that storyline back into like getting his streak back. But since he's like 50 something and his body is pretty much broken down, and yes, he is really broken down even off screen, there's no way he can do it. So pretty much the question is, what is he gonna do next year? Like, what, like, is he gonna be in the Hall of Fame now? Like, what, like, I don't know, don't ask me. Brock Lesnar was the man. I told you guys he was gonna be the one. And it was pretty, and also, but like a lot of people, like I said again, a lot of people were disappointed about the matchup because it was like so slow and not anything. Like, if they're having all this build up, so why don't they do like, I don't know, like a brawl, kind of like just beat each other down, like, you know that this is gonna be Undertaker's thing. But like what I'm thinking, that they should have had like a stipulation that makes people like more intrigued to the match. Like, oh, if Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, if Brock Lesnar lose, Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar has to leave WWE forever. Like something like that, for you know, like, oh my god, this guy is definitely gonna be losing because he's definitely gonna, like there's no way these two are gonna leave WWE, and then like you think like because if that happened, like you think like, oh, this guy's never gonna leave WWE, but Undertaker's streak can never be defeated. So then right there it gives you a build up to the thing and all that stuff. In general, I'm saying it should have ended maybe at WrestleMania 28 when it was at the end. It was him versus Triple H and Shawn Michaels as a referee. You know how they all sit up to on the stage all together, like hugging out, whatever. 19-0, I think it was, or 20-0. Wait, 20. Yeah, 20-0. Right there, like WrestleMania 28. Am I getting this right? I'm pretty sure I'm getting this right. Okay. That's where Undertaker should have retired and become an Hall of Fame, because this is a perfect storybook ending, kind of. And of course, if you want to look at it the other way, merchandise sales, duh. So, but now they want to continue with on this because he knew that he wanted Brock Lesnar to defeat the streak, because he knows in his mind, if let's say, like if you watch back to the Undertaker DVD from 20-0. Chris Jericho, we all love Jericho. By the way, where is he anyways? I don't know. He knows pretty much the key things that go on in WWE, and he says in the DVD, I think if I can remember, that he knows there's someone out there that could beat him, he just has to find the right guy. Brock Lesnar was the guy. Face it, people, I'm just saying that. Please be a thing gonna go on between Brock and Bryan for the title. That's his rumors. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it's gonna be like no buy into it, because of course Brock Lesnar might crush Bryan. I'm just saying. So very much, if it actually happens, it's more obvious that Brock's gonna win the titles. But that's just a theory and what might happen in the future of the rumors and stuff like that. But I don't really see that happening at all. And again, with the Sting thing, I don't see it happening. That's all I have to say for now, and hopefully you guys agree with me. This is my theory on the now 21-1 streak of The Undertaker. I'm Jazzy, and deal with it, people. I'm not being Batista or anything, but I'm just saying deal with it. I'm out.